Hello, everybody. Good morning from Plymouth in the UK. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you may be in the world, and welcome to this pre-departure webinar for May starters at University of Plymouth International College. So we'll start with some introductions. My name is Tim Gutzel. I'm Director of Marketing and Admissions for the college. And then, oh, and then we have a number of our colleagues here, both in Plymouth and in Nigeria as well. So I will pass over to them to introduce themselves. Jake, would you like to start?
Hi, I'm Jake, and I am the Student Experience Officer here at UPIC, me and Sarah. So we do all the student experience and looking after them when they get here. So I will pass to Amy.
Hi, my name is Amy Byrne and I am an admissions officer here at UPIC. Nice to meet you all. Amber?
Thanks, Amy. Hi, my name's Amber. I'm the Marketing and Student Recruitment Coordinator here at UPIC. I'll pass over to Maria.
Hi, everyone. My name is Maria. I'm the Student Recruitment Coordinator here in Nigeria.
Hi, everyone. My name is Olashibomi, Student Recruitment Coordinator based in Lagos, Nigeria.
Great, thank you, colleagues. So we have a number of things we're going to go through with you over the next half an hour or so. So you can see our itinerary there on the screen. We've done the introductions. We'll talk you through some important things like the student hub services, things like welfare and counselling and immigration advice. We'll describe our accommodation offer to you. We'll talk through important dates, such as your last date for arriving in the UK, about how to get to Plymouth, about visa issues, about medical centre and other medical support, about our induction week activities, all of our semester dates. We'll describe the Students' Union to you and our social media activity, because there's lots of information we post pretty much daily, but we'll keep you up to date with everything that's going on in the college. And then you're welcome to ask questions as we're going along, and we'll leave time at the end for questions as well. So just to complete the introductions, you can see here the UPIC team. So on one side, we effectively have the marketing, recruitment, admissions team. So that's me and Amber and Amy, who are all on the call. And on the other side of the screen, you can see Jake there in the student experience team, led by Dave Jones and Toby. Jake works closely with Sarah and Anita, who are the student experience officers, who will be offering you lots of support. Jake, do you want to talk a bit more about the student experience team and the support that you offer?
Yeah, so me and the Student Experience team are here for any concerns as soon as the students arrive. So as Tim said, the admissions team help with your application and getting you to UPIC. But while you're here and until you leave UPIC, we are your first port of call for anything to do with student support, helping you with your classes, even just settling into Plymouth. So if students have any concerns, they come to us and we do our very best to help them.
It's great. Thanks, Jake. And when are we open? We're open Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 5, and there's a telephone number that you can call there as well. We have an emergency phone as well, and you've got the student experience contact details there too. More on student experience and the university's support. So a lot of that is provided through what we call a student hub. And there we have the welfare team, we have counselling services, disability and dyslexia service, and a student centre and immigration. So that student hub is in the university library. It's right in the heart of the campus, just a 2-minute walk from the college, where we are just on the edge of the university campus. So the student hub is kind of a one-stop shop for you for all kinds of student support, in addition to the support that the college's own student experience team offers. So this is not just a place to study, it's a place to live. So location. Plymouth has the title of Britain's Ocean City, and Amy will take you on a kind of flyover virtual tour in a moment. But Britain's Ocean City, southwest of England, population of around 250,000 people. But it's a big regional centre as well all of the towns and villages around. So it has a kind of a big city feel, but it's small enough that you won't get lost. You'll be able to find your way around. Described by GQ magazine as the coolest little city by the sea. We like that. There's a map there, which tells you a bit, but not a lot, and certainly not as much as our virtual tour will show you. And Amy will take you on that now.
Thank you, Tim. I'm just going to share my screen and start the tour. So Tim, would you mind stopping your screen share, please? Thank you. Okay, can my screen be seen?
Yep, perfect.
Thank you. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm going to start off where you will be starting off, which is our building here, UPIC, which is at the end of Portland Villas Road. And I'll zoom out so that I can show you where we are in context to the university. So we are here, and then the campus, we are right on the edge of the campus here. So we are about a 30-second walk from the center of the campus. I'm going to take my time and move around and show you where I am right now. And I am over the center of the university campus, which is right here. So we really are very, very close, and everything is within walking distance, whether you like exercise or not. So what we've got here, you'll see the Babbage building, which is a newly renovated building that hosts our engineering courses. We have got our marine building there, Roland Levinsky, which hosts some of our creative programs. And then right here in the center, we've got our library, which is open 24/7, and our student union there. And they are a great help and support also to the university students. Some of the university's accommodation blocks also are right, like within or on the edge of the campus. For example, there is one right here, Mary Newman Hall. And I'm going to show you briefly into one. These are some of the blocks there. So I'm going to show you into Gilwell Hall. I'm going to show you what one of the bedrooms looks like. It is worth saying that the university accommodation is based on a first come, first served basis. With UPIC, I'd recommend you contact us and the student support team to find out a little bit more about what you need to do. So this is just a typical example of one of the accommodation options. It's very cozy, it's comfortable. This one is not an ensuite, but a lot of them are. And they will have shared kitchen areas also, which may look something like this. We don't provide the food, but we provide the facilities where you can cook food from here in England or food from your home country. So I'll take you back out to above the campus, and I'm just going to show you a brief overview of the city. So again, to give you context, UPIC is just here, and you can see the sea right over there. And I'll take you there in just a moment, but before I do, I'm just going to show you the harbour area, which is one of the really pretty areas of the city, and it's also quite a social hub as well. We are a marine city, so we do obviously have a really good marine program. We have a marine station here. I will turn you slowly around and just show you our marine area, which is called the Barbican. And that is over there. It has a lot of restaurants and bars. It's a great place to go and socialize. And we've also got the aquarium. Sorry, this is the aquarium right here too. And it's a really amazing aquarium. And whether you're a student interested in marine life or a tourist to the area, it's really worth a visit. And I will point out to you again here, the sea, which is where I'm going to take you next to what is one of our most popular attractions, Plymouth Hoe. This here is Smeaton's Tower, which you may already know about. And I'm going to show you this outdoor pool because it's quite a pretty part of the seafront. This is called the Tinside Lido. At the moment, it's empty because it's a little too cold for swimming. But in the summertime, particularly when you arrive in May, it really is a very popular area to go and try out. So I would recommend that you try it. If I zoom out slowly and show you where we are, and where we've come from, which is over here. Now the marina is just over there. And if I just take you a little to the left, just to give you a rough idea of what else there is here, Cornwall is just over there, and Cornwall is very worth a visit for a day trip or a weekend visit. And here is the outskirts of the city centre too. Some lovely other places to see, like Royal William Yard, which has a nice beach, nice walk, nice restaurants. But we can give you a little more information about that when you do arrive. So back again to the city centre, and that is not very far. It is less than a mile walk. So we have just come from there, from Plymouth Hoe, and in here is the main sort of city centre shopping area. Right here is Drake Circus. It's a really cool shopping centre. And down along here is our high street, which again is another hub of sort of social events and social goings on. There's lots of restaurants, there's a theatre. It's a really nice part of the city to go and check out when you're in your time off from your classes. So we are back here at the centre of the campus. And I will just turn around slowly and zoom in quickly on where you will be starting and where you'll be enrolling. So we are this building here, and I will show you that just beyond it. So I'm just going to draw slowly down that road. You've got the train station right there. So if I can see we have some Nepalese students here, if you've flown in from Nepal, you will likely be landing in London. You can get a train from London down here to Plymouth, which can take 3 to 4 hours. And you are literally then a 5 to 10 minute walk to UPick. So the train station is ideally located. On your enrollment day, you will come here, and you may have some of your classes here too. And we have our student admissions team, our marketing team, and the student experience team here. So we are here Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 5. And we are here to help you and support you at the start of your academics and throughout. So that's a very quick tour of the city and the campus. I hope you've enjoyed it. I think I've covered everything. Thank you, Tim.
That's great. Thank you, Amy. Let me go back to sharing this. There we go. I can see in the meantime we've been joined by Dave Jones. Dave, would you like to say hello and introduce yourself and your role in the college?
Hi, I'm Dave. I'm the Director of Academic and Student Services. So essentially, I oversee everything that happens to you from the moment you enroll to the moment you leave us. So all your education, all your student support, all that kind of quality and standards to make sure your education is up to scratch. I make sure your teaching is interesting and engaging. All the sorts of things that you would expect from an education establishment is basically comes under my oversight, and I work very closely with Jake, who's on the call now, Sarah, who's downstairs looking after the shop, shall we say, and Anita, and obviously Toby, who is not here as well, and we comprise the student experience team, essentially.
Thanks, Dave. I think we'll come back to you later on, if we may, just to talk a bit about academic expectations and what they typically are in UK higher education and how they may differ from our students' previous experiences. But we'll come back to you on that, if we may, a little bit later. But just to finish up on location, Maria, Shibomi, you've both had the chance in the last few months to come and visit Plymouth. So if you would, share your impressions with us.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
All right, don't worry, go ahead.
No, right. Okay. So let me just say for short, the city of Plymouth, from my experience, is a student city. What I mean by this is a city that allows you to study with focus. It's entertaining. It has the leisure you need, but it's not as some of these very big cities with lots of distractions. So it's a city you come to study, you have fun, you have a good student experience, you have a good experience of the UK, the weather, the affordability of studying in a convenient place. So for me, for short, Plymouth is a student city. So if your goal is to study and achieve good results, Plymouth is a place to study. Thank you.
Thanks, Maria. Shibomi?
Okay. Yes, for me, Plymouth is actually one beautiful city. Just like Amy said, it's a walking distance, not too far from each other. Either you're going to the city center, which the school itself is actually located in, and you're going to the restaurant, going to the shopping malls and the likes. It's a walking distance. You don't need to probably take the bus, and it's a safe city as well, I must say, very safe. So you're not bothered about the fact that probably I'm an international student. Do I have to be scared, or I'm not too sure how my safety is going to be on campus and the likes? I can assure you that it's a very safe city, nothing to worry about. And yeah, in case you're coming from outside the UK, obviously, you get to also have your home country food, so to say. We have local restaurants around as well, so you don't need to bother. And in terms of academic as well, you are in good hands, I must say. So you have those who will help you in case you have any issues, anything at all. You have people on ground to help you with anything, basically. So we look forward to seeing you in May. Thank you.
It's great. Thank you, Shibomi. So as we've said, it's a place to study, but also a place to live. So accommodation is important, and we have an ample supply of accommodation in Plymouth. You do need to make sure you book early to get the best range of choice, but there's lots of accommodation available, and all of it very close to the college and to the university. So within 5-10 minutes walk. Lots of rooms are en suite, so it means you have your own bathroom. If you use our preferred letting agent called Clever Student Lets, you get things like a complimentary bedding pack and flexibility on contract start and end dates. You don't have to use Clever. You're welcome to if you would like to. And all of this in a city that's ranked very highly for student safety, for cost effectiveness and value, and ranked top 5 UK young university. So that's universities in the UK less than 50 years old, and also the UK's second carbon neutral university. So accommodation, great accommodation offer. As I mentioned, with Clever, various different styles of room, so various choices available, and all of the accommodation close to the college and to the university campus. Jake, do you want to take us through this, like the various stages of confirming accommodation from booking through to key collection?
Yeah. So if you do choose to go with Clever, we have a booking form on our website. Just go onto UPick and go into the accommodation slightly. You will be able to send a form directly to us. The form goes to not only the student experience team, but also the Clever Let's team as well. And very soon, one of their representatives will be in contact with you in order to organise the accommodation and organise the booking. When everything's come to an agreement, so they will send you the flat number, where it's going to be, how much it will be, etc., etc. They will send you a tenancy agreement, which you need to read very, very carefully, and make sure you understand everything in the agreement, because that is the do's and don'ts of living in the property, what you can and can't do, what you're responsible for, etc. And you need to sign that. And as soon as that's signed and you've sent the payment over, the right to rent will be needed. So much like the right to study, which will be needed when you come to the country, you will have to fill out a form to get your right to rent. And as soon as that's done, you can go collect your keys and move into your accommodation.
Great, thank you very much, Jake. So there are various ways you can reach us, reach your accommodation and the college. So we have an airport pickup service that's available online. You can see the link there. That's through a local taxi company that is known to us, and the cost of that standard taxi service is around £240. That's an example for Heathrow. It may vary for other airports. What we would say to you most strongly is, please don't arrive at the airport in the UK and expect to walk outside and get in a taxi to bring you to Plymouth. It's possible to do that, but that would be the most expensive option. That will cost you an awful lot more than the £240 we're quoting there. So make sure you've booked something in advance through our airport pickup service, or there's other ways of getting here. So as Amy mentioned earlier, 3 to 4 hour train journey from London. So train is an option. or coach. Coach will take a little bit longer, but will be significantly cheaper. Various ways of getting here, by car, by train, by coach. But just make sure you know in advance what your plans are and everything is properly organised, and that will save you a lot of stress on the day. Collecting your BOP, back to you, Jake, if I may.
Yep, so your BRP is your residence permit for living in the UK. It's very important that you get this so you can fill them out. And what's important is that when you come to the UK, like it says on the PowerPoint, just inform the UKVI that you've arrived, and a copy of your BRP will be sent to the nearby post office. And you can go pick it up. I cannot stress enough, please make sure it's a post office that is in Plymouth. We have had people send BRPs all over the country, and if it does get sent to somewhere that isn't a post office, it will be your responsibility to go and get it. So for your own easiness, I say make sure it's a post office in Plymouth. If you're under 18, then one of us will go with you to collect the BRP. But yeah, it's really, really important to sort your BRP out and collect it before you enroll.
Thanks, Jake. University has a medical centre on campus, and you can use that medical centre at any time as long as you have registered with a GP. So a GP is a general practitioner, a doctor in the UK. So once you've registered there, you have instant access to the University Medical Centre on campus as well. Moving on to dates. So our enrolment for undergraduate, so that means foundation or year one program, starts in May, on the 7th of May, and for postgraduate students on the 13th of May. So on the day of registration, you will need to bring with you your valid passport, your visa if you need one. You will need to provide a UK phone number and a UK address, and that's really important. So we'll need to see your tenancy agreement so that we can enroll you. And emergency contact details as well for 2 people, so that should anything happen, we hope nothing will happen untoward, but we need some contact details for emergency contacts for you. Yeah, so that's what you will need for enrolment. And after enrolment, we move on to welcome talks. It's really important to observe those enrolment dates if you possibly can, because we then move into a week of induction activities. You have things like welcome talks from the college management team. There are program-specific talks. There's an introduction on how to join your classes, introduction to the student portal. So all of this will be really important information for you as you begin your studies. So if you attend the induction week, you attend all of these talks, you will be much better placed to get a good start in your studies with us. So we do very much urge you to join in time at the beginning of induction week. And just a reminder there of the dates. So accommodation, as we said before, that can start in a very flexible way as you arrive, whenever is convenient for you. And then the undergraduate orientation, as I said, on the 7th, the postgraduate orientation on the 13th. And then teaching for undergraduate programs starts on the 13th, and the postgraduate programs on the 20th of May. The start of teaching is also the last enrolment date for postgraduate programs, because our pre-masters is quite a short program. So if you're not here for the start of the program, we think that significantly compromises your chances of being successful. So we have no flexibility on late arrival for postgraduate classes. We do have a little bit of flexibility for undergraduate classes, as you can see there. What else to say on dates? So the balance, if there is any balance of fees that is owing to us, that becomes due for May starters on the 12th of July. And then your exams are between the 5th and the 9th of August, and the 9th of August is the last day of teaching. So Dave, anything more we need to say on dates? Is that all complete, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think I mean, just to reiterate what Tim says, it's really important for undergraduate and postgraduate students to get here in that induction week. because undergraduate students, the later you arrive, the more you miss, and it's more difficult for you to catch up, because it is quite tight in time, but also we treat it very much like higher education in the UK. So we don't have time to go back over things. So you will have to catch up. It's very important that you arrive as soon as you possibly can, so we can get you into class and get you started on the right path academically from day one, as it were.
Dave, what would you say are the sort of main elements of our academic expectations of new students, and how do you think those might be different in your experience from what students have experienced previously?
I always say that to succeed in higher education, you've got to be very, very good at organising your time, at prioritising your work, because you will be asked to go to 20 hours a week teaching, different lectures at different times. You will be asked to prepare coursework, and you will be asked to do what we call formative work, which is work that is not marked. And you'll be asked to do this outside of class. So if you're not organising your time properly, you're unable to do that work. And that work really shows you what it's like to be in UK higher education. It's all about independence for learning. So our teachers won't tell you the answers. They will expect you to be able to go away and find out for yourselves. They will guide you along the right path. But essentially, to succeed in UK higher education, you have to be what they call an independent learner. So you have to be able to find out those answers and justify your answers. And one of the things that we do here is show you how to do that. We understand that might be a difference between where you come from and where you're going to be. Other areas are we show you very much how to avoid plagiarism, show you very much how to avoid what we call academic offences. So we're very, very keen on giving you those study skills that you will need to succeed in higher education. You will potentially not see the grades that you're used to while you're at school. Average grades for us are anywhere between 50 and 70% for a piece of work. They're good grades. And sometimes it takes a little while for students to get used to that, when they might be used to getting 90s to 100% at school. That's just the way it is, because we will mark you and we will advise you where you can improve. And if you're getting 70% in the UK, that's a first-class degree. And that is the highest degree that you will be able to achieve in UK higher education. And we reiterate this in our induction talks. So there is an expectation, I think, for you to produce good work. But we understand if the first pieces of work you're producing need a bit of work, if you know what I mean. And we're here to show you how to improve that. It's all about your preparation. When you do get to university, you're able to achieve that degree you applied for, and that's what we're really here for. Yeah. Anything else I should mention, Tim?
No, I think that's good. Thanks, Dave. We should pause for questions on what Dave's just said or on anything else that we've talked about so far. Do you have any questions? You're welcome to use your voice or to use the chat function. Otherwise, we'll keep moving on. But if you do think of any questions, please feel free to raise a hand and join in. Quick introduction to the Students' Union. So all UPIC students are automatically members of University of Plymouth Student Union, and you have access to all of the on-campus facilities. You can see here the various sabbatical officers in the Student Union, various vice presidents for activities, for education, for wellbeing and diversity, and the president there. We have in the past had several of our former UPIC students who've gone on to have posts in the Student Union, including being Student Union president. So that's an indication that you are, from the start, you're on a path to being a full member of the University of Plymouth community. And Amber, would you like to describe our social media presence?
Yeah, of course. So we're active across several social media channels. The most engagement we get from students is Instagram, but we also have Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Threads. So if you want to follow us, our handles and our hashtags are at UPIC UPIC, so UPIC UPIC. And we try to promote all the activities we have going on campus, anything academic related to timetables, or anything like that, we try to promote as well. So we also have the events committee. So in the college, we try to put on some nice events for students. We work with the student experience team there, and it's just a nice way to get everyone socializing and everyone completely integrated into university life. We'll be doing some more student-led content. So when you arrive at a campus and you want to be involved, then we'd love to hear from you. If you think you're a bit of an influencer, you can send us some videos and photos, and we'd love that. So yeah, that's social media in a nutshell.
Thank you, Amber. Some contact details there. You probably know already, but you have my contact details there, and Toby's, who is Student Experience Manager. And then finally, to wrap up, we go through what we know are some frequently asked questions, and we do a little bit of role play here and ask these questions of each other. Hopefully they will be questions you have in mind, but if your questions are not covered here, then please feel free to ask now or follow up afterwards with any of us. So Jake, how can I enroll if I haven't received my visa yet?
If you haven't received your visa, then you cannot enroll. As if you haven't received your visa, you cannot come to the country. So you need your visa to be able to enroll. If you're having trouble with your visa, there's different things we can do. So if it's taking longer than expected, we could move your application to a later arrival date. But for this particular enrollment, if you haven't received your visa by enrollment, then you won't be able to enroll.
Thanks, Jake. Your turn to ask a question.
Amber, can I live anywhere in the UK?
Great question, Jake. No, I hate to be strict, but you really do need to live in Plymouth. As Amy mentioned on the tour, all of our accommodation is very close to campus. You can walk everywhere if you want to. So yeah, I mean, if you find somewhere on the outskirts of Plymouth, sure, but no, the best thing to do would be to come over to here and really embrace life in Britain's Ocean City. I'll pass on the next question. So Amy, can I work to fund my studies and accommodation?
Thank you, Amber. You can obtain a part-time job. Your visa will say on it that you are limited to working 20 hours per week during term time, 40 hours per week outside of term time. That money, however, will help maybe to fund some living expenses. But if you look at the prices on your offer letter, the money you earn from your part-time job is not going to be enough to fund your studies. So you need to be prepared for that also, but we can offer advice on how to obtain a part-time job. Dave, when do I have to pay the second installment of my fees?
The second instalment of fees is always at the end of the week 9 of semester. So as we said, it's July the 12th for you coming in May, and then it will be a date in November if you came in September. You will get reminders of this from the student experience team from about week 4 or 5. Just a quick email or a text just to say, just remember that your next fee instalment is due. Jake, do I need to buy a laptop?
Whilst you don't need to, we strongly recommend that you buy a laptop. If you don't already own one, you don't have to buy, the newest MacBook for loads and loads of money. There's a lot of shops that will sell very, very cheap laptops. They do offer ones that you can borrow at the library, but we do recommend buying one as it does really help you with your academic. You can do your essays and stuff on there, and a lot of the portals that we use are online, such as Moodle, where you access your timetable, etc., etc. So it is up to you whether you buy a laptop or not, but we do strongly recommend you get one.
Your turn to pass the baton, Jake.
I always do that. Tim, what is the first thing I should do once I arrive at a UK airport?
Do you not like that other question that came before?
Tim, what is the last day I can arrive in the UK?
As we said before, so we have some flexibility on arrival for undergraduate students, but undergraduate orientation starts on the 7th of May. So we strongly recommend that you're here on the 7th of May. The very last day of enrolment for undergraduate students is the 24th of May. As we said before, postgraduate orientation starts on the 30th of May and postgraduate teaching starts on the 20th. And the first day of teaching is for postgraduate, that means pre-master students. The first day of teaching, the 20th of May, is the last possible enrolment date. And finally, Maria, what's the first thing I should do once I arrive at the airport in the UK?
You need to let UKVI reporting know you're around, and also let the student experience team know, so they could also help you find a way to the campus.
Great, thank you. Thanks, colleagues. So that's it. That's all of our questions. Just over to you, people who've joined us on the call. One last chance to ask any questions for now, although contact any of us at any time with any questions you think of after the event.
Sorry, Tim, can I just add to the laptop question?
Sure.
When you buy a laptop, when you buy a laptop, which we thoroughly recommend, you'll need to have the Microsoft Office suite to download Microsoft Word.
Yeah.
The university did do a scheme where that is available to students for free. So if you buy a laptop, do not buy the Office suite that goes with it. We will show you how to download those suites for free through the university. Okay.
Yeah, you're going to need Microsoft Office, aren't you? So you don't need a Google device or anything else, because you will need Word, you'll need Excel, basic software packages
So
like
please don't buy a Chromebook, because you will.
Yeah, don't buy a Chromebook. Yeah.
But we will be able to provide you with Microsoft Office for free through the university.
Great, thank you, Dave. Colleagues, anything else that we should mention that we may have overlooked? Okay, we don't seem to have any more questions either. So thank you, colleagues, for all of your inputs. Thank you also to those of you who joined us, and we very much look forward to welcoming you to Plymouth next month. As I said at the start, we've been recording this session, so we will share the link to the recording as soon as we have that, and we will post it on our YouTube channel as well. And as Amber mentioned, we have lots of social media and lots of videos now on the YouTube channel, so do go and take a look at that if you have the opportunity to do so. So, final thank you. Look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks, everybody. Goodbye.
So there is a question in the chat.
Oh, getting ahead of myself.
Okay. So if you booked Birmingham International Airport, I would recommend either you contact the taxi service, or you can get a train directly to Birmingham New Street, and there are regular trains from Birmingham New Street down to Plymouth.
I hope that answers your question, Yuvraj. So any more before we go? Okay, great stuff. Thank you all for your time, for your inputs, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.